How you doing, man?
Good. How about you?
Not bad, not bad.
Not bad, not bad. We're chilling, you know. It's at least it's nice out. That's the main thing, right?
Yeah.
Well,
Oh yeah, it's
well,
beautiful.
yeah, you guys are in the basement or something. I don't know where you guys are at, but
We're in my
This is Arsonist headquarters right here.
Arsonist headquarters.
We just wrapped up a rehearsal.
Oh, how'd that go? How'd that go?
It's all good. We got the in-ears in. It's sounding boku good.
Yeah,
Is it-
we started using in-ears for stuff, and it's just been it's a game changer.
Nice. Is it your guys' first time doing in-ears?
Well, we did them at guitar night.
Yeah.
Everybody but me. I brought the pack, but then I forgot the headphones.
Mm.
It changes the band performance. Like how tight we were at guitar night there on the 30th of March was insane.
Oh, really?
I always had a hard time hearing myself, and now they got the in-ears. I could hear myself perfectly. And, like they did a live stream of the show, and my vocals. It's the first time I've been happy with my vocals.
Nice. How was like I guess the band practice? Like what were you guys rehearsing for? I guess the new show that's coming up soon at Tap House?
Was it next week?
We got one. Well, the Tap House one that I was telling you about is a little later on. We've actually got one next week, I believe. It's Wednesday, April 17th at the Handsome Daughter.
Oh,
We're supporting Good Bandits in the Wilderness. And shortly after that, we're going to be releasing another single. 2 days later, it's going to be called Lost Again. We just put that out. We're practicing that along with a few other tunes. And that's going to be on, well, I'm going to tell you, we'll tell you about that in a second. So let's get into it.
yeah. Like you guys perform like I see you. Honestly, you're one of the main bands in Winnipeg that probably performs the most I've seen.
Spectre is the most, I think.
Really? Nah.
They're like every other day.
I think because we're on social media all the time, it seems like we're doing more than we are.
Well, perception is reality.
Well, we got the, as we've said in like every interview we've done so far, we got our own personal Don King over here promoting the hell out of the band.
Yeah, Matt's like everywhere. Like the dude is like on it with like the whole entire local scene.
Hey, and you know something? You gave me an idea.
Hmm.
You gave me an idea. I get your updates on your broadcast channel and Instagram all the time.
Yeah.
Your pictures and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Since I do my collabo season and stuff, like all my collabs with other people, and I'm about to start that up again.
Mhm.
I have a Facebook community group. I'm going to start up a broadcast channel for collabs on Instagram and get people in over there too. So thank you very much for the idea.
Yo, anytime. I'm just like I do the collab or the Instagram thing just for the whims of like, hey, I don't know what to post anymore. And I'm like, hey, this works, and then people get engaged. That's the thing about broadcasts or anything to do like behind the scenes stuff. People love that stuff, and I feel like more people need to see what you guys are doing, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, for the last gig, this was actually his idea.
Mhm.
So for the last gig we did a guitar night. We did a big jam at the end doing Voodoo Chop with Jimi Hendrix. It was him and Jamie from On the Fly and Ronnie Laddenbrook.
Mhm.
And so before that, earlier in the month, we all got together at Jamie's place and actually rehearsed it. And just over the weekend, I put out a whole like 17-minute video just documenting the jam that we had and just the process of, okay, how we're going to go about this. And then showing the actual performance with all the additional camera angles that people took of it. So that's some behind the scenes content for you right there.
Nice. That's sick. Well, how long has the band been a band, I guess? Right?
I think 10 years. My memory's pretty bad. I'm not good with times, but it's been a while.
It's been a while. It's been a while. That's
But this lineup's approaching a year.
It is.
It is.
You came in June, right?
I came in and I did my audition here in June, and then we started rehearsal in July.
It
And
wasn't even an audition. It was like as soon as you played a note, you already had the gig.
It's like 10 months already. Pretty much.
Yeah.
okay. If you just play any note from any instrument, you're in the band. I love that.
You have to play like he can.
That's the catch. That's the fine print.
Yeah.
Fine print, yeah. Boom. So who are your guys' influences then? I would say.
Young boy.
Introduce yourself and give your influences.
Well, I can't really list anyone in particular. I mean, it just comes from a bunch of different directions. I mean, there's notes that I pick up along the way, but it's just you know what I mean? Like I can't really pinpoint to anyone in particular. It was just
Mhm.
music was just sort of a thing that over time way when I was young. It's just like I just innately picked up and had a sense for and just gradually developed. And whatever I took from there and here and there and everywhere is just what developed me to where I am now. And of course, being in a band like this is cool too. And it wasn't some big bang thing. It was like, this is what I want to do. It's just something that just came to me gradually. So that's just the best way that I can explain it. But go ahead.
My name's Ash.
Hi,
Oh
Ash.
yeah, I'm Matt.
Matt plays drums. Ash is our lead singer and awesome guitar player.
Writes the songs. Gotcha. My influences change like if you ask me different days, if I'm in a different mood, I'll give you a different answer. But I guess Deftones would be one. Like I'm the oldest in the band, so like I love all that 2000s, 90s stuff. So like Deftones, Metallica, Soundgarden, Ramones, Smashing Pumpkins, the Swedish Chef band, it's Volbeat. Yeah. Whatever. Nirvana. I love Nirvana. I know all that stuff.
That's Tuesday's influences. Check
Yeah.
back in tomorrow.
Yeah. It'll be different tomorrow.
I'm Joe, play guitar. Yeah, I grew up loving like classic rock. Like my house, we always had none of my family's musical, but grew up listening to like Queen, AC/DC, Metallica. Like my first ever concert was going to AC/DC at Canada Stadium back in like 2009. And then when I started playing guitar, I really got into the shred guys of the 80s. So Paul Gilbert, George Lynch. George Lynch is now that's a player you can really hear in my playing. And then Eddie Van Halen, which is I kind of went crazy and bought all of his gear. Like everything's EVH here now. Like I got a stripe pedal, I got the stripe phaser on my board. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
But yeah, the guitar players of the 80s are what brought me together as a player.
I'm also Matt. I play bass. And like anyone, I listen to like lots of different music. But for what we're doing here, try to like mostly bring like kind of like a grunge and punk kind of influence to the bass playing. Like I listened to a lot of punk when I was younger, so like the bass players like like Fat Mike and Matt Freeman and I also really like the Bruce Thomas, the bass player from the Elvis Costello and the Attractions, that kind of stuff too.
Ooh, that's that.
Yeah.
Nice.
You can have an Elvis Costello cassette. That's what
I was just saying, like Elvis Costello. What a ball.
Jesus
What
Christ.
a ball.
I went to one time. I used to go with my mom. She loved to go to thrift stores, and I would just there was always all these old cassettes, right? And I would just grab whatever if I kind of recognized the name, like, oh, what's this? The Cure. Okay, I'll check this out. Elvis Costello, Tom Waits, a bunch of stuff that I wouldn't normally listen to.
Yeah, this shit is just boring to me. I don't think I've ever bought a CD once in my life, let alone a cassette.
Oh man, I went
When I was a kid, eons ago.
I went through a phase of going to HMV where I swear to God, I spent all of my paychecks on CDs, just going through and get paid on a Wednesday, go to the mall with my buddies on Thursday, and all of a sudden I would come back with a bunch of CDs.
I do
Hold
the same
on,
thing.
guys.
with
I
Factory
got
Woods
something
and
to
Jersey
show
City
you
and
then.
Footlocker.
If we're going
Oh, what do you got?
HV stuff, then hold. I have to show you, like literally, guys. I went through that phase, like literally stacks upon stacks of CDs.
Yeah.
There's
Oh, yeah.
so much stuff. Like it's weird secular stuff. We got also the homies Northern Royals, of course, but like it's weird stuff that I have in here. Like I've gone through so much stuff, and it's a lot, but we love it. We love it though.
That's what counts.
Going in and get the 2 for $20 CDs at HMV and walk out with like a stack like that. Oh,
Yeah, exactly. Like
Then
I'm
it was
shocked.
sunrise, and then it was just nothing.
Yeah.
So,
I'm shocked.
Mikey, I know you do photos, but do you play music too? Do you play guitar or anything?
No, I do actually like a little side hip hop project here and there though. I've been telling people a little bit about that, but I've not gotten into like guitar or anything like that because I've tried it in high school and I just can't get it because it's just so hard for me moving the fingers. You just need like long hands. I don't know why. I just can't do it.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. If you need guitar for your hip hop project, this is the guy right here because he does that too.
He's also a session guy.
That's where I came from, was the hip hop world, the rap world. Working with we did a bunch of tracks with Montana White. I worked with Fresh IE for a long time. Did a couple songs on his Heartbreaks album that he had come out. I was in his band when they were doing the Hill Street Blues release when he was nominated for the Juno. I was in the band then. Like, just
touring.
we were planning on touring and getting stuff together, and then COVID kind of fell apart.
Yeah. Sick. Yeah, I have one song with Fresh IE that I did with him, but yeah, that didn't like pop off as much. But either way, he was cool getting to hear how he did on the song, and everyone loved it when they got to hear it. But yeah, it's like a little thing I'm still trying to get out there, as well as like this podcast thing, but this is more or less getting more popular right now that everyone's like, oh, let's get into this. But yeah,
Just keep doing it.
keep doing it.
Yeah, you came up on my like my reels on Instagram, and the second I saw it, I'm like, is that Mikey? Oh shit, it is. So I sent it to Matt right away. I'm like, hey, we got to get on this. We got to get on with him.
Well, that's the thing. Like, everyone's messaging me right now, and the thing about it too, I'm gonna be away in like a month, so it's like it's terrible timing for me that I'm like, oh great, it's picking up now because the reels, and now it's just like, damn, I'm screwed now. So we love it. So you guys picked a perfect time to actually get on this, so it's perfect.
And it worked out pretty good too, because it happened to fall on a night when we were all going to be in the same room together, which doesn't usually. It's kind of hard to get everybody once we're all, because we all work, right?
Yeah. Do you guys hope that this will get full time at some point, or do you? Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. How's like practices going? Like, do you guys go like every single week, or like once every 2 weeks?
Every Tuesday.
Every Tuesday.
Every Tuesday, man.
And the secret to the way that we do it, I think, is that we don't just pick a song and start it. We have a set list that we stick to, and we'll play it like it's a show every rehearsal.
Nice.
We'll play through everything once, and that's our practice. And I find that when we're actually out on stage and performing, that it's so much tighter because of the way that we practice at home, that we are all used to running it that way.
Yeah. That's
There's not really any substitute for just like being really like playing all the time together and just being really like locked in. Like you guys just have to do it over and over again. There's no other way, really.
Yeah, things
repetition.
have been going well for us too. Like not just for band practice stuff, but we'll go over like what we want to do in the week. Like say Matt will suggest us like, hey, we need to do some post here or something. You know, we'll plan out our week that way.
That's good.
But you had an idea. We'll get into that after that little video that you sent me.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that after.
Some more promo, just some promo stuff that you when you're scrolling through Instagram Reels and you're flipping through and you see something go, oh, okay, that's got like 100,000 clicks, 100,000 interactions. Why don't we do something similar to that and see if it catches and see if it can get the same way?
See, you're watching brainstorming in progress. This is our process that you're looking at right now.
This is real time news, everyone.
Guys, we're on a podcast and we can actually talk about Country Fest.
Okay, yes. So actually, before we get to that, okay, so
No one asks me questions or anything.
okay, you want to answer a question then? Or? Okay. So even before we get to that, yes, we are playing Dolphin Country Fest. We'll get to that in a second. So I mentioned the song was going to release with the thing. So the thing is, we have an EP coming out next month.
Mhm.
Our first EP is going to consist of all the singles that we've released so far. So that'd be I Don't Care, Those Days, Contender, Bleed, and then Lost Again, which I mentioned earlier, will be the last one. Nice little 5 tracks. We're going to put that out there. We're just getting that wrapped up and ready to go to print within the next couple weeks. So that's happening. And then after this show, I would imagine maybe like May 17th, maybe somewhere around there. And then May 19th on that Sunday is when we're going to be having the EP release party at the Osborne Tap House, along with the Sound Off and 7 Days In, who are playing their first show ever. That's John Dutch from Ronnie Lidenbrook and the Electric's new band, if you don't know. So definitely check all that out. And then after that, we're going to be, well, there's one that we can't talk about yet that is very cool. That's coming up. But right after that is Dauphin Country Fest, where we are going to be opening for Harlequin. That is indeed happening. That's going to be a fun time. And if the schedule appears the way that I hope it appears or is appearing, we're like 2 away on the bill from where Harlequin is. Like we're second to them. We're second or third to them, which means we're going to have some pretty good attendance, I would think.
I would hope
So
so.
they were not going to elaborate. Go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah, getting the gig at Country Fest, we've known about that for
This is January.
since like January. And it's been bugging us because we couldn't say anything, right? They're like, you can't say a word until we announce it. And
What's the name of the festival?
oh yeah, when we got Festival de Voyageur
Right.
too, we couldn't say anything. And,
Yeah.
and we're all and everybody wants to say something, but we can't.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so glad it's out there now.
How was the call like or the email? Was it like, yo, like boom? Or like how was it like? The process
Country
like
Fest reached out to me because at the time we just finished making an EPK,
Yeah, we were just chucking that out everywhere.
and then before I even sent it out, I got a message from Country Fest, and they're like, "Do you guys want to play?" That was a big surprise.
We were like, that's not real. They didn't that's not real.
There's extra doubt.
Like, we had to. Like, I googled. I googled the person who emailed him to make sure that they actually worked for Country.
I actually did the same thing.
And once we saw that it was real, it's like, my God, we didn't even have to put in for this one. They asked us to come play. Like,
Oh shit! Yeah.
Yes. Thankful, very thankful.
very thankful.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
you have to
that's
give,
good. Yeah.
take all these opportunities as they come, right?
Yeah, that's true. Like I always wonder about that too. Like with emails, I get so many random emails odd time here and there from people, and literally it's just like I have to always fact check. And it's just like so many scam emails that you get all the time. Do you guys get that a lot? Probably.
YouTube.
I get calls from random numbers from all over the continent.
Mhm.
Sometimes like UK, Africa.
Ooh.
I don't know anybody over here. What is this? If I don't recognize you, sorry, I'm not picking up.
Nice. That's fair. That's fair. Can you say how long your set time is for Country Fest, or are you keeping that closed doors still?
I think it's 45 minutes. I think.
No longer than that, isn't it?
It's an hour.
It's an hour.
Yeah.
So it's going to be the extendo version. This next gig is a little shorter. That's okay though.
That's fine.
It just means compact. We get it in tight, and we just do our job within that time span. We did that at the Loud Awards. We'll do it again. For the Country Fest, we get to take our time, let our nuts hang.
Usually, I forget. Is it the main? Are you guys playing the main stage? I would assume.
No, we're playing the chorale stage, the credit union choral stage.
That one. Okay.
You don't play the main stage unless you got a fiddle in your hand. That's not happening there.
Yeah.
Okay, we need to get a fiddle player from you guys. Okay, do you know anyone that can just do one string for fiddle?
Or what you say?
Do you know anyone that could do one string for fiddle so then they get be added into the band?
I know some people, but that play fiddle that I've had on collabs before. The only thing is they're in West Virginia. That's the only problem. I know 2 people. One's in Nashville.
Look what you've done.
Oh,
No.
Look what you've done.
the devil
Wait,
went
come
down to
come in
Mexico
closer,
to
Ash.
find
Come in
Paul
closer.
Gay.
No.
Give me that name.
We love it.
No, broke it.
You broke it?
I must
No.
have dropped it in practice.
No.
It's fixable.
My aunt gave me one, and she was like, "Thank you, but I don't play this."
I have a banjo in my house that I haven't played either, so I got it. He plays a bit of banjo though. Hey, there you go. We're doing the crossover single. We're playing the main stage. It's over with.
You hear it here, right here, folks. Let's go.
I don't care if you don't love me.
How
All I want is you to stay.
Yeah.
for your guys' EP? How long did it take to I guess make in general? Was it like a couple months or like a couple weeks?
We're getting it ready right now.
Mhm.
We still got to print it and stuff. We're talking with a guy, and it should come together really quick once we have all the material together.
So we're like kind of been chipping away at it over like more than a year, though, right?
Yeah.
Since we started recording. Well, yeah. We did the one we did at home, but then everything else in the studio was like a can hear it straight.
Yeah, that was when Power 97 got a hold of us. That one I thought was a fake email too.
Oh,
They had a show called Mandatory Manitoba.
right.
They reached out to us, and I have no idea how they heard of us. They said, "Would you guys like to be part of the show?" That got us to get our butts in gear to get to the actual studio.
Yep. And now they're doing, what is it called? What's it called, that new program that they're starting up again? Whatever it is, I think they had it before. They're starting a new local rock program, and we just submitted our latest single, Bleed, into it, and fingers crossed we'll get in there, but I think we got a decent chance. So you will definitely know, and everyone else watching this will know if it gets on, because I'm going to tell you.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. I would think from you guys would get on that at some. Well, yeah, it's you guys.
When we had Contender played on there as well.
Mhm.
That was actually just out of pure willing that to happen, that we reached out and everything just lined up that they had a time spot that they could play it.
Yes.
And I had just joined the band at that time. Like that, I think you announced that I was in the band. That single came out the same week that I was announced in the band, and then it was on the radio like the next week.
Yeah, I just emailed the program director, and by chance it's just like, okay, it's kind of tight for the program, and we don't know, and he was able to squeeze us in. And now you go to their website, you can't see the program director's email address anywhere. So I think I might have just ruined that for everybody.
I love it.
Anybody trying to get their song on Power 97 and they can't, just blame Matt Dara.
Hey, well, they got a new program for it. If you don't get on now, you can't blame me.
Yeah, this is true.
Try harder.
Just blame Matt. Just blame Matt for everything. There you go. You're good.
That's what we do.
Yeah,
Welcome to Ask the Arsonists.
Yep. I'm the source of all the problems here.
And a lot of solutions.
Yeah.
It's fine, you know. Any more shows planned in the future for you guys? Do you have any that you could share?
We've been pretty lucky. Like usually, every summer someone reaches out to us. So when we start talking about putting together shows, coincidentally, we get a call. It's like, "Hey, would you like to hop on this bill?" So it's been nice. We haven't had to work too hard for a gig, which is really nice.
Yeah, we got a couple that are up in the air, and there might be something in early July that we're looking at. A bunch of other bands we're looking at. You'll know more about this if we get more information that it's like for sure thing, and et cetera, et cetera. But
There's a couple as well that are in there that are in that we just can't say anything yet.
Mm-hmm.
well, one for sure. The other one,
One for sure, and one's up in the air. But like again, we have to make sure that we don't say anything. So it's so hard.
Oh, there is a show. One show we can say it's not announced yet, but I'm sure it wouldn't be a problem. August 10th with 7 String. I don't know with who else at the Osborne Tap House. Our good friends in 7 String. Shout out to them. Yeah, that should be a good night.
I love 7 String. I love those guys. They'll probably message me to get on the podcast as well. So
Yeah, get them on.
yeah, totally love those guys. Yeah, that makes a complete good. That's a good lineup, Bill, for you guys. I love. Yeah. What's one thing that you all didn't know when you first did your first show that you now is basically a breeze? So probably like each of you, what's in one thing that you're like, this is a breeze now for live shows?
Now, do you mean like individually, like
Individually,
our first show as an individual, or just first show with all of us together?
all of us together.
All right, somebody else go. I don't know yet.
I would say that it's more now how quickly we can do the load in and load out, quickly get everything onto the stage. It was a little different at first, right? Because I believe the first show that I was in the band was, I think you were doing the photos for us at the Tap House.
Yeah, that was a while back. Yeah.
That was in September. And, for myself that night going on stage and haven't played live in 3 years, 4 years, and not been in a rock band in a long time too. That was definitely a nice experience to get the nerves out of the way, and then having all these guys and where we now can get on stage and off stage in like 15 minutes with minimal hassle.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Great.
Next person.
How they answer the question. What was the question again? Sorry, Mike.
Yeah. What is like your one thing that you didn't know, like the first show that you did, but now it's a breeze to you?
Learning to use in-ears.
Yeah.
I wish I could have done that like years ago. I absolutely love it. I would always watch like some bands like with great singers and stuff, and I was like, man, I was like, I want to learn how to do this, and figured out a quick solution. And now I was like, I can't go back. I gotta wear it in ears now.
Mhm. Nice.
Yeah, I'd say one thing that we didn't know in the first show and we know now. This is just a great fucking lineup. I mean, just I don't know what to say. It's just there's a lot packed in here that a lot of untapped potential, or potential I didn't know was there that is there now, and now it's the rewards are certainly showing themselves. I don't really have any other answer besides that. I mean, things are going good, and I'm optimistic for the future.
Nice. Last part.
Yeah, I can't really, I don't really have a good answer for that. I'm trying to think of something. I don't like something that I didn't know before.
Not sure what to do with my hands.
I don't know.
No?
Sorry.
When you think about that, like how this has all come together for us, like played the show at the Tap House, almost immediately we're opening for Econoline Crush,
We did Six Pines, but yeah,
and then we played the Six Pines thing out in.
Oh, that was fun.
That was a lot of fun.
that was before that, and then yeah.
And then we're opening for Econoline Crush, and now we're opening for Harlequin. And for myself, just these bands that I grew up listening to, and that would be so cool. And now we're crossing names off the list, and it's a bit surreal at times.
No, I would agree with that because you guys been doing this for who knows how well, Ash, of course, but like you guys probably have been in music for so long and like different projects just in general working on music, and you're like, wow, we're getting to this point of like we're making it. We're doing
I
it.
think it's the like combo of just meeting the right people at the right time. Like when I got sober, it seems like for me, like when I got sober, it seems like everything kind of just started to fall into place.
Mm-hmm.
So like I met Matt, and then I met Perry. Now we met Joe. Like I was having a conversation with my friend Holly, and we were talking about I had to let go of like I had a little hard time trying to accept that we needed another guitar player to fill out the sound. And as much as like we try to keep this as just like this fun thing we do, I have to like try to let go of like being so protective of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
before it used to be just family members. Now it's just like trying to open up, and they're like, okay, like
Well, now it's family in a different sense of the term.
yeah. Well, now it's different, yeah, of course, but just opening up a little more and trying to like, okay, let's just see how far we can take this. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then in between that, we get all those people together, and then Six Pines, we get Trav on the team for the photography
Yeah.
and videos, and then get this one and that one. Everyone's coming along. We're getting a team together.
It's just all falling into place, man. Like
Mhm.
I can't describe it. It's kind of wild how quick and how many people have just gravitated towards us and wanted to help. And we're just all working together to make sure that this thing can stay together and keep ourselves kind of level. And I'm as Ash was saying, he's sober. I'm recently sober as well. Time to grow up, right?
Yeah.
And especially when in a band like this, where there's potential for things to happen, and they are happening, and it's I don't want to throw it away.
Yeah, I couldn't have predicted like even like 6 months ago the summer that we were gonna have lined up. It's like the festivals and stuff. So
I had no idea this would be where we are right now.
Nice. Yeah, like I've realized that from a lot of bands, like in general, alcohol doesn't like do the greatest. I've heard from a lot of like well-known bigger bands are like, let's stop with the alcohol drinking. Let's actually pursue this correctly and everything. And it does help. It generally does help.
Well, I've never drank or drugged or anything in my life, so I don't even have a. Well, no, sorry. I drink.
Yeah.
Not like not like an animal. Occasionally, I go on a rip.
He drinks like a normal human being. Me and Ash, we can't.
Occasionally, I go on a rip. Occasionally.
Yeah.
And then I don't feel compelled for a while. Usually, it's like one or two when I'm done. Smoking, drugs, I never touch that stuff. Never will. Because I got too much of a good brain and a good body. I don't want to waste that, as well as the potential these guys are talking about. That's all the motivation I need. Because if we got all this going, why fuck that up? No point.
Yeah, it leads in a very bad path after if you get into that stuff. Like, I don't do any of the drugs or that kind of stuff or anything like that, but occasional drink here and there I have with people, but you don't go overboard. I done that like maybe a couple years ago, and I'm like, no, like this is not the right path to go down at all.
Yeah, I didn't know when to stop. That was my problem, and everybody said it was like they'd see a different side of me. It's like a darker side. I get into fights and stuff, and I'm just like, I'm not really that a violent person.
And that's not him at all.
Yeah.
It just bring out a different side of me that I wasn't proud of and I wasn't happy with. So, something needed to change.
That's good. No, that's really good, Ash. I love hearing about that. That's huge. Nice. Cool. What's your all each of yours first ever concert that you all went to?
I have to think for a second.
Yeah, that's fine. You can think.
I'm gonna drink here.
Mine was AC/DC.
Dude. I hate you. I hate you.
AC/DC at the Canadian Stadium in 2009.
I know. I don't remember how old I was, but it was Weird Al at the Birch. It might have still been called the Walker. I can't remember.
That is awesome.
But, yeah, I think I was like maybe like 7 or 8. I think.
Weird Al.
Saw Weird Al. Yeah.
Well, my good friend's favorite thing is Weird Al.
He did like the whole like like the fat video when he has like the fat suit, the inflatable suit. He did that whole thing live.
I swear to God, if you pull out an accordion,
I still have the VHS tapes. They're like the merch with like VHS tapes of his videos. Videos.
That is
That's
awesome.
old school. Dude.
Heck.
I can't even recall it. I can just list you ones that I have been to. Eagles in 2013 was one. Supertramp somewhere around the same time. There were a few. Guns N' Roses when they came back, not in this lifetime, 2017.
Roasted was sick.
Yeah, I never thought that would happen. Look, I heard it on the radio on 92. I was just driving around one time in like November, December, or something like that. Oh, so the whole band getting back together. They're coming to Winnipeg. I was like, Mom, Dad, Christmas. And sure enough, so that happened there. Yeah,
Meatloaf. Now, the one concert that I missed that I wish I would have went to was Van Halen.
Dude.
in 07, that's when they came through? Or?
Later on, I think it was like 12.
Right, yeah, okay.
Nice.
I think I have a poor memory. I think it's from all the boozing. But I think my first big show was Nickelback at 2001. I think I think they were like Stained and Default. I think it was at the old stadium.
No.
It was like I was told at that time they had Pantera's live crew. So they had the pyro, and it was like everything was like extremely loud.
I hate Ash more now because that's like literally that would have been my first rock concert was Nickelback, of course, but if I had to go back like 2001, like the early days of Nickelback, that's the beauty of days.
And my friends used to the people who got me into music, they used to go see Nickelback play at the Pyramid.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I had some friends. They used to hang out with the Headstones. They tell me stories about their binge. I don't want to say too much, but they
We all do know.
yeah, the roads. They had fun all night with the Headstones. I was like,
It's the Pyramid. You gotta have fun at the Pyramid. It's the
Yeah.
Pyramid.
Oh, certainly.
Nice. Yeah, so you guys are independent, of course, but if a label or someone came up to you guys and asked for a record deal, would you guys sign it or not?
We would have to take account into what everyone wants to do. Number one.
Mhm.
Number two, we would have to ask to look at the contract.
Yeah.
Make sure you get a lawyer to run through all this stuff. Make sure we know what we're getting into. If anything's screwy, not happening. We're not compromising ourselves that way. But is it worth it? I mean, on one end, you get bigger exposure and all this other opportunity, but you give up 50% of your publishing, 80% of your recorded revenue. Is that worth it? And there's no guarantee you're going to be able to recoup that. You might just lose everything and be out the door like that. So everything you have to consider, but we can't really judge what's on the horizon right now. That would be cool, but we'll just see when we get there. That's my opinion.
Certainly open to it.
Certainly open to it.
Not
Nice.
against anything. I like watching bands that I grew up with, like you remember the band CKY?
Yeah.
Yeah, they when they got, I think one of their, if I can recall, I think they said one of their first record deals was they were trying to offer them all the stuff, and they're like, "We don't need any of your stuff. All we need is someone to distribute our music." And I thought that was really cool.
One word.
Yeah, I feel like. Oh, sorry.
Oh, the way that they've made it so much easier online now for independent artists to release on all these major streaming sites compared to what it was 20 years ago to get your record out, get it into a store. I think it's to a point it's beneficial to the younger artists today and into independent artists. I think that they need to pay their artists more.
Yeah, it'd be nice to make some money.
Yeah,
Hey,
it
you
would
want
be
to
nice.
see our Spotify revenue over the last month? Let me show you this.
Let's do it. I can't wait. Oh,
There it is. There it is. That's bleed right there.
let's go.
Split it 4 ways.
It was funny. I talked to, who was it? It was Joey from Disciple, actually, Christian band, and literally he told me like Spotify sent him a check of 2 cents in the mail.
Not even worth putting it in the fucking mail.
No!
The stamp costed more than the check. You wasted a tree, and we're in a climate crisis.
Wasted a fucking tree.
And we're in a climate crisis. Come on.
Okay,
That's
maybe it
the
was
funny
2 cents or $2, but either way, it was not worth it. For
Either
them
way.
Yeah, that's the thing. The internet is the gift and the curse in that, okay, the gift is everyone can get on. The curse is everyone can get on. It's so saturated that you gotta do all this nonsense to compete for attention and just make sure you're following all the algorithms, all the trends, all this type of stuff. And after a while you get burnt out. You don't necessarily want to do it. I mean, you gotta make an effort, but it's just, you do what you gotta do. Maybe our approach is just go about it, just doing it our own way, doing things a little differently. But we'll take whatever pointers we can. But I like the trajectory that we're on right now.
Yeah, we're doing things out of repetition and stuff. And we're constantly learning new ways to, do this stuff.
Yeah.
We're always trying new things.
Yeah. I feel like that's the new way of doing it. It's just like, hey, if you want to do social media, you can. But I feel like, especially for what you guys are doing and also Winnipeg in general, you got to start local in general. That's the main thing. If you don't get out and do shows or go out in the community, where are you going with anything, right?
Yeah. Well, that's why I put all the social media on my back, so that's covered. And then we just do the shows, all of them. So
That's the main thing. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
What do you guys do on your off time when you're not doing music? Like, you guys have hobbies, jobs, of course, probably, and yeah.
Thanks to him, I actually just picked up a gig in part-time meat delivery.
Ooh.
At HMS Foods. And actually, if you can see the bags under my eyes, because the 5:30 wake up that I had this morning.
Sounds like a porno. It's not a porno.
Oh no.
Meat delivery.
That's meat special. Pause.
Meat special.
Yeah. So I get there at 7 a.m. Get all the packages out, log them into the cart, strap them, mark them, put them in the van, go to this place, that place, get the invoices, get the cash, come on back by noon. Done. Then I just sleep for the rest of the afternoon.
I work for Winnipeg Engine. I build engines for trucks and for cars for Ford, Dodge, and GM. I do the engine bore, so I resize the cylinders, and I also do the decking of the engine block.
Nice.
But I gotta watch the fingers though, because I got cutters. I deal with cutters, and I do have to watch the fingers.
Joey Iommi.
I don't want to have an unfortunate industrial accident, and lose the ability to play the guitar.
Then you'll play the banjo.
Yeah, the band guitar I could play.
There you go. We can do that.
Oh yeah, no, I work in an office. It's not that exciting. In my free time, no, I like to game. I got my pets. I got a couple dogs that take up some time. So, and then lately I'm buying a house with my fiance soon. So I'm kind of in the process of trying to get my house ready to sell. So that's been taking up pretty much all my time. So yeah, that and probably getting married next year and
Congrats. Congrats. Let's go. Huge. And now Ash.
I'm a carpenter by trade. I'm like a creative person, so like I always have to create something. So my job helps with that. I'm obsessed with guitars, so noodling on there. It's only natural that I want to write songs. I do paintings. Whenever we need something, I offer to make it.
I made a drum riser one time.
Yeah, made him a drum riser once. I made a stencil for our. If you ever see our band gear, we have our Arsonists logos all over that. Yeah, I just got it. It's just like an itch that I always have to scratch.
Yeah. That's the same thing for me with photography. It's just literally like, hey, it was weird. I think it was like the first time in like months, maybe even like a year. I went to a show like maybe last week or two, didn't have the camera. It just felt weird, guys. It's like you've been doing this hobby, doing this thing for who knows how long. And if you're not going out and doing something, it's just like, okay, this is strange. This is weird. But,
What do I do with my arms?
right?
I don't know what to do with my hands.
Yeah.
What are you doing with your hands and everything? But yeah, I'm the same way. Like I don't go out much, but either way, like hobbies wise, do the odd video game here and there, listen to new music, mainly watch TV shows.
What kind of games do you play? 'Cause I always tell these guys about the games I'm playing. Because I recently got into gaming and stuff.
Okay.
So-
Do you have like an
What-
Xbox or a PlayStation, or are you on computer, Ash?
All my friends have Nintendo Switch,
Oh,
so I bought a Switch and I got into Hollow Knight, which I'm obsessed with. And I don't know, I've just been trying out a bunch of random ones lately, a bunch of indie games, which I really like.
Ooh.
He was staying up all night playing that game a little while ago.
They're getting bad. I was like, did you do this yet? No, I've been sitting here for like 6-8 hours playing this game.
And you have to edit the video. It has to come out.
Yeah, I'll do it later.
No.
You're waking up. Good morning. It's 2 PM.
There was a reason why I quit playing video games a long time ago. I used to be a hardcore gamer when I was young. Like, when you do those things, like, we used to have, like, at my parents' house, I used to live in the country, and we set up this, like, shed. It turned into a bedroom, and we blocked out the light out of the door and the window, and we just had, like, these old big flat, it was a big floor model TV, and we would just game there for, like, days. Nothing to do, just game. So, yeah.
I want to visit there. I want to go there now.
You don't want to go there.
Yeah.
That Fairford's all right.
Yeah.
It's all right. No, I play on the computer. So many people have told me to get a Switch, but I'm like, financially right now, I can't do it, but one day I'll do it. But
Gary for the win.
But no, I play like Halo. I'm a big Halo guy, FPS shooter game. So like the odd time called. I haven't played much video games in a while, just because it takes time. You need to sit down and have time to actually play, and that's why it's just like if it's a multiplayer game, then I could actually like maybe a couple hours, then I could do it. But yeah,
I'm just about to schedule myself in for my 2-week Minecraft obsession that happened every year.
you should have played it on April Fools because that was like the potato thing.
Oh, what was it?
It was like they did a whole entire April Fool's thing. Everyone's pissed online because Minecraft made a whole entire like new realm for potatoes.
Oh,
So if you guys know like the Nether in Minecraft or like I
Yeah.
don't know, like the end, they basically made a realm for potatoes.
Just potatoes only?
Yeah, just for potatoes.
Oh my god.
Look into that.
Why?
I don't know. It's April Fools. It's like it's Minecraft. I don't know. They go all out. It's funny.
That's hilarious. Yeah, that's a game like again, like where if I start playing it, I'm gonna be there for 8 to 10 hours and calling in sick to work.
I don't think I've called into sick for work for games, but school, yes, I have for school.
Oh yeah, school. Yeah,
yeah. Good old days. We miss those days. It's fine.
we do. We do. We're all getting older, eh? And that's the
know.
thing.
It
It
sucks.
sucks.
It's let's just go back to school, guys. That'll work.
No, I don't want to go back to school. My brain.
Yeah. What's the best piece of advice that you ever gotten for doing music, guys?
One time, the Glorious Sun singer, his name is Brett. I went to go see them at. It was before they got huge at. What was it playing? It was on Regent there. They're playing like a small
Nashville's.
Well, it's Nashville's now, yeah. But yeah, it was there, and Brett told me. I told him I was going through a rough time at the time, and he told me to just channel, that energy, and just like let it kind of flow out of you, yeah. And it's great advice because it's I don't know, just the songs that I feel like I'm really honest with do come off a lot stronger than ones that, like some of them have a little more you're emotionally attached to than others. And the ones when I'm a little more honest with, it seems like people kind of are lean towards those ones.
Authenticity and relatability.
Mine is this one's for my mom because she points it out at every show. And if you've taken photos of us, I'm sure you've noticed when you're editing photos. I can't keep my tongue in my mouth when I'm playing.
I've seen a few of those shots. Yeah.
But that's the one piece of advice. But the actual piece of advice is to always to try to play something when you're writing music or when you're doing anything in life, try to do it one step past what you're capable of doing and work your way to it. So whenever I write a guitar solo or whenever I do anything, like before I got this job at the machine shop, I was bagging groceries. And I just decided that I'm going to take a risk and try to better myself and move one step forward, even though I had no idea what I was doing. And they took a total risk hiring me, and it's worked out. And that's the way I kind of like to live my life is by whatever you're doing, do it with full passion and do it to the best of your ability.
Well, I wish I had something like profound, like an ASHAP. All I can think of is something a lot more like technical and literal, which is like I used to play bass only like finger style, and I was never that good with a pick, and now I pretty much only play with a pick. And what kind of helped me figure it out was watching a video where Fat Mike said to use a much thinner pick, and like because the bass picks they sell are always like the thickest one, and it doesn't make any sense. So use a thinner pick. It sounds a lot better. You have a lot more control over it. I don't know.
And then mine. The most practical advice I heard from anybody else. Slow down and play quieter. It's been fucking everybody, and I still haven't learned.
He has not learned at all.
Then we got the in-ears, maybe that changed.
Don't worry, we love Matt. Don't worry, but it's quite fun. We can have an hour set, but it's a 30-minute set.
Saving himself a lot of time.
It's always the drummers are the problem, guys. You can't deal with them. They just don't know.
But we already established that they just blame this shit on me anyway.
Well, we razz him because he does so much for us, and that we wouldn't be the band that we are without him. So,
The least you can do.
the least we can do is politely bully him.
It's fine.
It works. It balances out in the end. That's the main thing, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
This because we can all give it to each other. And everybody can take it. Nobody takes anything personally. Everything's just when we're all together, it all works, which is really nice. It's hard to find like two people that you actually enjoy being around and doing things with. Imagine doing it with four.
Yeah.
Like,
That's good and healthy. You need that, honestly. Like, if you don't have the little banter here and there, like, sure, there's banter, but then there's like fun banter. If you don't have that, then how do you have a band?
yeah. If you don't like each other, what the hell are you doing? Right? And like I've said since the day I joined this band that I've never felt more welcome into something new than I have being brought in here. And these guys have really made me feel at home. And like this feels like it feels like it's part. Like I'm part of this band. Like I'm not just the new guy. And Ash has made me feel like that I've been part of this band since the day I came down to this basement.
It's weird. It's like since I met him, like, it wasn't that long ago, right? And it just feels like he's been in the band the whole time. So yeah.
Nice. You fall into the basement now. You're in the basement.
I don't want to sleep in the basement.
No,
Yo,
No.
No.
we are trapped down here.
lock the door.
It's part of your life.
you're smoking too.
There's actually an armed guard with a gun on the top of the stairs. You can't see him right now.
Right music, motherfuckers.
But if I crack a fart, he's gonna blow my head off.
Make me some pancakes.
Not the pancakes. Wait, are you guys pancakes or waffles?
Pancakes all day.
Pancakes.
Waffle.
I grew up at the pancake house, man. Not literally, but you know. Yeah.
What about you, Matt?
Pancakes.
Pancakes? I'm a waffle guy.
That explains a lot.
Hey.
See, there you go.
See, I'm a pancake guy, but I love my Belgian waffles though.
Can't go wrong.
There we go. That's what I'm talking about.
I haven't had those in a while, but either way, when you have them, pancakes are out of the question. I'm sorry. Love those.
Funny story about waffles while we're here. This is a digression if we have time.
Sure.
Okay, I'll try to keep this brief. So him and I, we used to be in a band called Twang Bomb.
Okay.
So him and I used to be in a band called Twang Bomb, right? So our main guy, Chase, we went out to his house. Actually, hold on a second. What did you guys talk about? Okay, let me restart this because actually Arsonists were at this too. Remember that time we went out to Ted's over there, way out in the woods? So Ted is Chase's father. Chase was the main guy in this band Twang Bomb that we used to be in. So we play this show, all this stuff. And then Ted actually he had an accident where he burned his hand. So I didn't bother to go into the house and get breakfast or anything of the sort. So I go out of there. We're like way east of Steinbach, like way out in the woods. I go pack my stuff up. I drive up first to Marchand, to the Marchand Inn. Okay, it's closed. I go over to Steinbach. I'm looking for anywhere to have breakfast. And so eventually, I can't see anything. I roll in there. I settle on, I think it's the Days Inn that's right there. I just stroll right in, and it says, okay, continental breakfast 6 to 10. Me not knowing that you're actually supposed to stay at the hotel to have the continental breakfast. So I just walked in there about like 10 a.m. and just treated myself to a couple of waffles, and then I left. Thinking nothing of it.
Like Ricky walking into the fucking government buildings and taking all their shit and trailing.
Yeah, you damn right. I'm just sitting there by myself having a couple of waffles. I get home and tell my folks, like, yeah, I just had some continental breakfast in the Days Inn. It's like, you know, you're supposed to stay there to actually have the continental breakfast, right? You are? Oh, okay. So I just stole a couple of waffles. There you go.
Walked in and jacked their waffles.
That's the kind of shit I do.
Some kid party too.
They're gonna find you now, Matt. That's what's gonna happen. They're gonna be like, "Yo, this dude stole some waffles a while back. We're gonna find him now."
This picture is up in there.
What the fuck? That guy! This guy who walked in here and took 2 waffles.
Do not serve this man breakfast.
You're banned from breakfast in Steinbach.
Yeah, if you guys ever play in Steinbach, don't go back to the Days Inn, just in
Yeah, we can't
case.
stay there now, man.
We
No,
can
let's
like
stay
a,
somewhere else.
give you
We
like
go
a
out there and play 7-string. We'll find somewhere to stay. Fuck it, we'll stay with Jody. He's right down the road.
Yeah.
There you go. You fixed it. We're good. Do you guys think you made some? Do you feel like you've impacted someone while doing your music so far?
Oh, that's a really good question.
Yeah.
I've had some people like I had a woman come up to me at the Loud Music Awards. She
Propositioned him.
he told me it was like she came over, was like, I just wanted to tell you, it's like I loved your set and I was watching you sing and you're singing with so much passion and stuff. It moved me. I had to move closer to watch you guys come up and play. So that was the most recent thing I remember.
Mm.
And I wrote this song called Those Days, and all my buddies from back home, I'm talking about them in songs, and you know, they just love that track. So they're very supportive.
Anyone else?
It's great to meet people after the show and get to talk to them. We have a couple of gimmicks that we do in the band that it really get people talking. We like to. Oh, I personally like to like to play with power tools on stage.
And knock over mic stands while we're at
So
it.
using the drill and everything, and seeing everyone's face when I bring the drill out, and when people talk afterwards, going like, "Hey, the hell is that?"
Right?
Yeah, if you ever circling back to Paul Gilbert, like anything in Mr. Big, like if you ever heard Daddy Brother Love a Little Boy or Pound Cake, with Van Halen off the FGCK album, or just even Eraser X, they were doing this kind of stuff. So that just dates back to like those days, pretty
Yeah.
much.
Mm-hmm.
It's random too, because we just had it sitting there by the drum kit where we have the kit there, and Joe just picked it up randomly and put it by the.
I just hold it. Like the secret is to it. You can use any drill for any guitar players on it. You can use any drill and just hold it over top of the pickup and fluctuate how hard you press the trigger, and that's what makes that scream when you hear it on stage. It's the motor over top of the magnets and the pickups going through the amp, through all my pedals, and then coming out to the speak.
Yeah, when I first saw you play, I'm like, dude, this man is insane.
Cool.
So yeah, we have the drill, and then a thing that I brought back from like the 1970s is the talk box.
Yeah, I memed him onto the cover of Frampton Comes Alive after we did this. It was Carson Comes
Carson
Alive.
comes alive, yeah.
Mm.
And it's another thing where people just come up to you after the show and go, "What is that?" You know, where they're like, they've never heard of it, and like you got songs like 24 Karat Magic that use it on the piano, but nobody really uses it on the guitar anymore.
Mm-hmm.
It was Peter Frampton, Slash. There's a few guys that used them a lot. Jerry Cantrell when he did Man in the Box with Alice in Chains.
Right before that, like you could go into like, okay, in the 80s it was Zapp and Roger. And then all the West Coast rappers, they were utilizing that sound and incorporating the talk box and
Yeah,
the G-funk sound.
like a vocoder kind of thing. And to use it on the guitar, it really leaves people. That's something that I found that they leave with at the end of the night. It's with the impression of the drill and the seeing the talk box again for the older people in the crowd that's seeing it for the first time since the 70s.
Right.
It's like a flashback to when they were young.
And even the new people like myself who are just getting into music or getting into hard stuff, it's just like, wait, this is different. This is new. What is this? Right?
Yeah.
Like the amount of times that like when I love in our set when I get to pull out the drill and I look out at the crowd before I even started because you don't know what's coming, and then it makes that huge screech and everybody turns their head directly to me and I'm like, hi. I'm playing with power tools on stage. It's every kid's dream.
Oh my gosh. You should wait, Matt, you should start doing that also with the bass and also just in general, every single instrument should have a power tool.
I think Wolf just looks cool playing in bass. I was telling him I'm jealous of his long hair. He looks cool.
Dude.
Yeah,
I wear the cowboy hat and the thing now because I like costumes. I like Rob Zombie and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So I started to try to incorporate it, and it looks cool for photos. So maybe
Yeah,
I'll
it's
just keep
perfect.
doing it.
As far as impact, for me,
Yeah.
I think I'm responsible for a lot of hearing loss, but that's about it. I can't think of any way that I've at least positively impacted somebody else's life musically, apart from maybe helping a couple people get some occupations. Like there's one person we know that helped her get a gig over at Studio 23. But besides that, like I've done those kind of favors, but nobody said anything about directly the music getting them through anything like that
Mm.
yet. But I
Yeah.
think that's to come.
Nice. Cool. Okay. Describe yourselves with one word. What would it be?
Wow!
Okay, we got Matt. We got the first
To
Matt.
describe him, I'd say humble
Humble.
because he's a lot more talented than he shows.
Okay. Humble.
yeah, that's absolutely the word I'd use for Matt too.
Okay.
I can be pretty quiet at times. And
This
just
will be the word to describe it.
the word to describe it would be reserved for myself. I would use reserved.
He plays the drill on his guitar in a very reserved manner.
But no, like when you meet me outside of doing music, or when you see me on stage, that's not the same person that I am any other time of my life. I'm very my whole goal of the day is to go home and lay in bed, like and not like it's very. I have a hard time in social settings.
Mm-hmm.
As I'm getting older, I'm trying to get through it, trying to get better with it. So if you ever meet me and I seem really awkward, it's just because I just it's out of my comfort zone. So that's why I like to use the term reserved.
Yeah, I think the greatest example of his contrast is the week leading up to Guitar Night. All the guitarists did a promo. Jamie did one, Ronnie did one, and he just did this wild shred over a Black Label Society track, and then you would think right after that he's gonna be cutting like a Ric Flair promo, like "See you there, woo!" And then he's just like, "Yes, there's this show coming up at the Osborne Tap House. You might want to come on down, guys. Say yeah, see you there." So, like, come on, man.
They used to be like that, but I don't drink or do drugs anymore.
That's the. You imagine me doing it?
Yeah, that's like that's like the one they say. It's like, but I don't want to go. I don't want to go to the doctor. What if they take away my sparkle? I needed to take away the sparkle. My sparkle was getting out of control. So,
An outright flame.
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea what the word.
underrated. Underrated. We're gonna use the word. We're gonna use the word underrated for this guy
Confused.
because
Confused all the time.
I have said to my friends and to other musical buddies that Ash is one of the best guitar players in this province, but he will not admit it or will not accept that because he can fucking play. And it's quite fun to play with. We did a cover of Paul Gilbert's Technical Difficulties at Guitar Night. And Ash the whole time was going, I don't know if I can play those parts, man. I don't know. And then we get into rehearsal, and it sounds like he's known them his whole life. So, underrated.
How many awards have you won an award, Ash, or have you been nominated before?
For like just in general?
In
Or
gen-
musically?
For
We were
the
nominated
what is
for
it? The Manitoba Loud and everything in that.
Yeah, we were nominated.
Okay. So
And
We're going for it again.
nice.
Yeah. I was going to mention years ago, what kind of gave me the confidence to be a singer would be I entered a NCI jam one year, and I placed third.
Oh.
I was freaking hammered because I needed liquid courage to get up there. It was like, they're taping everything. It's on the radio.
Yeah.
And it was like really emotional for me because my mom just died. My dad was in the hospital. My dad was listening. And so I'm just going through all this stuff in my head. And like, I don't know if I can do this. And I started chugging the shots before I went up there. And thankfully I cut myself off before I got too drunk. And I guess I did good. So
Nice.
yeah. That gave me the boost to go out and start trying to, be a front person. Because I was more comfortable just playing guitar.
Yeah.
But I was never like I can't play like he can't like he's more of a lead guy. I was more of just rhythm. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the same way as Josh in the back. So literally, I'm like, when you get to know me, like literally, yeah, I'm the same way, reserved. It's like, yeah, like I'm shy, quiet guy, but once you get to know me, it's like then I open up. It's
Yeah, good luck getting me to shut up once you get to know me.
I know,
That's
right?
always-
Yeah. That's
Did you
similar.
just call him Josh?
Oh, did I call him Josh? My bad.
Yes, you did.
It's okay.
My
It's
bad.
okay. I get called so many different names at home by my parents.
I'm sorry.
Most of them aren't good.
No.
Oh, well, but you're stuck in the basement though.
I know. But yeah,
They haven't seen him in days.
getting I think there's something nice to being reserved because then people kind of you get to see people and how they act before they talk to you,
Mhm.
which is nice.
I guess.
Good gauge on people, get a good read on people before you open up to them, right?
I agree.
I agree. Cool. What do you want? What do you want the people to know about you guys? Shout your guys' selves out. What the people know about, I guess, the EP, your guys' shows, just in general. What do you want the people to know?
Show list and where to find us
Yeah.
and who we are.
All right, go. I'm the guy to do it. So, Don King mode activated. So, one more time. April 17th at the Handsome Daughter, along with the Wilderness and Good Bandits. We will be releasing Lost Again shortly after that on April 19th. That is our last single off of the EP. After that, in May, we are going to be releasing said EP. It's 5 tracks, consisting of everything that we have released as standalone singles so far. On May 19th, we're going to be at the Osborne Tap House along with the Sound Off and 7 Day Sin. That's their first show ever. Definitely come on down to that. And June, let me see what else we got. Yes, Country Fest, and then there's something right before that that we will announce at a later date. We're still on gag order for it. We're still on gag order for that, but it will come out soon, I would imagine. But yeah, Dauphin Country Fest. I believe we have another festival. I can't recall the name of it right now that is starting to be established early July. August 10th, we got a show with 7 String, and then there's just, there's other stuff going on. But other than that, let's get to the social media links. So Ash, I'm not going to go through my links. We're just going to talk about everything else here with us. Ash and the Arsonists on Facebook, Ash and the Arsonists on YouTube, Ash and the Arsonists on TikTok, and then at Arsonist204 on Twitter and Instagram. That is where you can find us. So just look that up anywhere and stream us on any of the streaming platforms. You'll find all of our material there. Hopefully you like it, and I'm pretty sure you will.
Thanks to everybody for coming out to the shows, and we hope to see you more and get a hold of us. We don't bite. We definitely want to see you guys come out to shows and come hang out with us and come watch me use a drill on stage.
Get the fire rising.
Taking it one day at a time, man. Like every day is a blessing, Just gotta learn to enjoy it.